Welcome to the Raising Smart Kids podcast. I'm your host, Yong Pratt, and each week we'll explore ways in which the arts can help you raise a smarter kid. I'll be sharing ways the arts can propel your child's learning and interviewing top artists, educators, and entrepreneurs. These guests will share why the arts are so very important to your child, along with actionable ideas you can easily implement into your already busy schedule. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast here on iTunes and share us with a friend. For extra tips on raising smart kids, head on over to artsmartparenting.com and click on the Live tab. Welcome back to the Raising Smart Kids 2.0 podcast. You may be wondering why I'm going live after doing 62 audio-only episodes. Well, number 63 just needed to be done live. There are a number of reasons why I'm choosing to go live, and if this is something that you like to see, I would love to be able to bring you more live videos. Of course, we're going to also be putting these up into iTunes and a couple of different places, so you can still listen to all these episodes on your phones as you're commuting or doing housework, if that's how you're listening to them. So there are three main reasons why I'm recording this video live. The first reason is that I wanted to come on here and say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for your support. It's really meant so much to me since releasing this podcast last February that people are sharing the podcast and coming to understand this movement of raising smart kids. So thank you from the very bottom of my heart for listening and sharing this journey with me. The second reason I wanted to come on live was so that we could connect on a different level. It's one thing to listen to somebody every week as you're commuting, you're just listening at different times during the day when you have a few minutes. But I wanted to come on here and let you know that I'm here for you. I am here absolutely to serve you and to help you raise smarter kids through the arts. So by coming on live, I would love for us to be able to connect at a different level. So certainly if you have questions, you're always welcome to post them in our group here on Facebook. Now, the third reason I'm coming on live today, and really the most important reason, is that I want to work together with all of you to really build upon this movement we're starting, and that is the movement of raising smart kids and what that looks like. If you read my book, Raising a Superhero, you read about my story of struggle in academics. I was a really great student in class and got pretty excellent grades, but when it came to taking those tests that I needed to get into both undergraduate and graduate school, I did really bad. And in fact, I was really sort of embarrassed to share that with any of my friends who scored incredibly well on these tests. So of course, I just thought for years and years and years that something was desperately wrong with me. There must be something wrong with my brain. It must be wired incorrectly, because while my friends and I are getting the same grades in school, the results we're getting on these tests were dramatically different. You know, it wasn't until I was in graduate school and nearing the end of my graduate school experience that I found the work of Dr. Howard Gardner. And I was taking a course on pedagogy, which is really the study of teaching. And we were introduced to Dr. Gardner's theory about multiple intelligences. He claims that each of us is born with 8 unique ways to learn and know, but schools really only teach and test to 2. So there are a number of kids who, through their academic experience, often feel like me, that there was something wrong with them, or they're just not trying hard enough. Their parents think, oh, certainly you can get these better grades. And it has nothing to do with that per se. It really has to do with how each of our brains is wired. So when I came to realize the impact of what this message he had to me was, I started to feel like a superhero. I had these secret talents and ways of knowing and learning that the person next to me didn't have, and that was so empowering. And after lots of years of struggle and just feeling badly about myself and how I did on certain tests, I really came to understand that, a test is a test, and it's one day in history. It does not dictate who I am or what I'm capable of doing in the world. And so this is the message that I really want to share with parents. That's the reason this podcast came into existence in the first place, that this idea that each of our kids is unique. They each have absolutely unique ways of learning and knowing, and that as parents, it's really our responsibility to start to understand that. So as they're going through their school experience, we can start having very informed conversations with their teachers and say, this is what I know about my kid. How can I help you to let him or her shine more in the classroom, because they learn in a different manner that's not necessarily being focused on throughout the school day. And so today I really just wanted to come on and again say thank you and find out how I can serve you better. This idea of really letting kids shine in school and at home and in their entire lives by understanding how they learn and how the arts can play a critical role in helping them develop skills both academically and socially, and as they grow up, go into the world knowing that who they are, what they do, and how they show up is of such tremendous importance, and that their unique qualities are what makes them so special, and that needs to show up in a big way in their lives. So I'm going to be spending some more time here in this group, and if you have questions or you have struggles about raising your kids, how the arts can help your kids do better academically or socially or grow into great leaders they're meant to be, post them in this group. I want to be hopping on here and being able to serve you more, and I feel that being live in video, I think we're going to be able to connect on a very real and a very deep way. So please post your comments and questions here. And before I hop off this recording, I wanted just to ask you a question. Is there someone in your life, a fellow parent, someone you think needs to hear this message? Maybe it's your child's teacher. Maybe it's your next door neighbor and your kids play together and there might be some struggles at school. If there's someone you think that needs to hear this message about the arts and how the arts can transform our kids' lives and help them really grow in all facets of their life, I would just ask that you please share this episode. You are welcome to share this video with them or invite them to join this group if you would like. And this episode will also air in iTunes and many other platforms as well. So again, if there's someone who you think needs to hear this message, I would be honored for you to do that. So my friends, I'm going to hop off for now. I've had a blast with you doing my very first live podcast recording, and I will catch you next week. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in to the Raising Smart Kids 2.0 podcast. To really accelerate your ability to unleash your child's superpowers and raise smarter kids through the arts, we're creating loads of new resources, ways to connect, and ways to celebrate your successes. You can join our free Facebook community by visiting theartsmartparent.com or just search up Raising Smart Kids 2.0 on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you inside our community.